Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for another video, and today we are going to be ranking all the main games from Assassin's Creed, not including the Chronicles, and unfortunately Freedom Cry is not getting a spot on here because it is technically DLC for Assassin's Creed 4. However, I do mention it when we get to that part. Anyway, now just full warning, just because I put a game at the very bottom doesn't mean I think it is a bad game. It's just the worst one in my opinion. Now, having said that, if you're new, hit that like button. I worked very hard on this video, so I hope you guys enjoy. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. We are really close to 1,000 subscribers. Anyway, guys, let's get right on into it with the ranking. And coming in at last place, number 14, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The worst game in the series, the worst one in the RPG trilogy, the worst one overall, in my opinion. It's not an Assassin's Creed game. It's too long, stupid, and boring, and I don't really want to waste more time on it. So let's move on to number 13. And coming in at number 13, we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Guys, it's a Viking game. It is not an Assassin's Creed game. However, it is at least better than Odyssey because it is a Viking game, in my opinion. That is more thrilling and more interesting than whatever the hell Odyssey was trying to do. Anyway, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's move on to number 12. And coming in at number 12, we have Assassin's Creed Liberation. Guys, I'm not going to waste your time with this. I really ain't. It's too short. It's too boring. And it's way too much like 3. It literally did not... Like, it's just so... Oh, my God. The only reason why it's ranked this low, anyway, or I guess high, is because it does have Connor in it. That's the only good thing about this game. I'm sorry. I feel like I wasted a spot, but I had to do it. But there's 2 games I hate that are lower than this, and as you already know, it is Valhalla and Odyssey. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to number 10, or 11. And coming in at number 11, we have Assassin's Creed Origins, the start to the RPG trilogy, as people like to call it. Anyway, so what do I have to say about this game? This game is the best one out of the RPG trilogy. That's all I can really say about it, though. At least I can say it is an Assassin's game compared to Valhalla and Odyssey. The reason why it's so low is because, well, it's an RPG game, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the RPG games. Granted, I did have fun with Assassin's Creed Origins, and you know what? It has to go somewhere, and I just prefer all the other games before this one. But like I said, this is still the best of the RPG trilogy, so if you haven't played, which I know this one is the popular one behind Valhalla, in my opinion, please give it a try. Let's see, I think all the games before this one is better, and that's why it's so low. Now, from this point on, the video, or the games from here, Origins and on, are at least decent. So at least we got all of them to go through. But anyway, let's go move on to number 10. And coming in at number 10, we have Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, this might be a little surprise to you all, but believe it or not, I have a good explanation for it, at least in my opinion. What makes this game rank so low is the bugs and glitches. I mean, I used to think that this game got better, which, don't get me wrong, it did get better. But you guys can go back through my playthrough, and this game is still so buggy and glitchy. Like, he would climb and then go to a random place that I did not tell him to go. We have fighting glitches. I would block and he would still get hit and just stand there and take it. let's see, there was one glitch that it wouldn't let me assassinate. Now this, I don't think it was on stream. I don't think I got it on camera, but it was off stream, and I was like, what? So yeah, this would be a great game if it wasn't for the bugs and glitches. However, the story itself, if you can get past the bugs and glitches, the story itself is definitely a good one, and it is definitely up there. But for right now, it's going to have to stay at number 10. But anyway, let's move on to number 9. And coming in at number 9, we have Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Yes, that is right. I am putting Assassin's Creed Syndicate over Unity. There's 2 assassin twins that you play in the location of London. The reason why I've placed this one above Unity is because there's not as many bugs and glitches as there was in Unity. This one is a lot better as far as that. Story was okay, but a little boring here and there. Loved the Jack the Ripper DLC. I gotta say, when I played that for you guys, it was really fun, really amazing. That was actually my first time playing it too, so you guys got to see it raw right there. Let's see. Some people don't like the grappling hook. I actually do. It makes transversal a little more funner, I guess, is what you could say. At least in my opinion. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say, though, because there's obviously better stories than this. There's, you know, Brotherhood. There's, or I should just say the Ezio trilogy. We have Assassin's Creed 1, for crying out loud. We could do a lot. But anyway, let's go ahead and move right on to number 8. And coming in at number 8, we have Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. The Assassin Pirate game that is overrated in my opinion. Now guys, don't kill me, but I just never clicked with this game until recently, and even then, I don't think it's the best. Sorry for you guys that love Assassin's Creed 4, but I think it's overrated. And here's why. For instance, too many tailing missions. There's just way too many. We gotta tail this guy that gets on this boat, and then tail this boat to this place, and then tail another guy that just got off the boat to the big guy that's in charge, but then tail him to this location. There's just way too many tailing stuff. However, things I did like about the game is, for one, the DLC called Freedom Cry. That was very amazing. Some people like to consider that its own game, but it really isn't. Although, it should be. I know. It isn't, but Freedom Cry is just amazing. Now, they do introduce the blowpipe in this game, which I do like the blowpipe. The blowpipe is an amazing gadget. You can have people just go to sleep, and then you can just finish them off on the ground, or you can make them fight their own people, which I love to do as well. But yeah, I think it's overrated, but it's still a good game. That's why it's not lower than this, but it's not going to go any higher because I think all the games above it are just better, in my opinion. But anyway, let's go on and move to number 7. And coming in at number 7, we have Assassin's Creed Rogue, where you finally get to play as the Templar, or the Templar point of view, besides Assassin's Creed 3. Now, some of you might be surprised that Assassin's Creed Rogue is all the way down at number 7 and not number 1. Here's why. First off, I've played the other Assassin's Creed games, especially recently. I gotta say, after thinking about it, you have a character named Shay that doesn't know how to explain what happened to the assassins. Instead of he just goes in, starts yelling at the mentor of all people. But then at the same token, the assassins are like, oh wait, he's clearly upset. Why don't we find out what happened? No, they don't do that. They just kick him out, and they're surprised that he just turns on them. So I don't like how they executed it. I mean, I know we had to get him to the Templar side somehow, but I feel like they could have done a better job with it. But I do believe he is an underrated character. I kind of wish that we get a game in the future with Shay maybe a little uh, in his younger years, like before the events of Assassin's Creed Rogue. We get to see him just a little bit younger with him being an assassin and seeing all that. But overall, it's an underrated game. I still like it, just not as much as I thought. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to number 6. And here we go, number 6, we have the new Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Like I just said, it's the new game that just came out. What I liked about this game was definitely the return to the roots, at least a little bit of it was. The story was okay. Side characters were okay. It's just an okay game, in my opinion. I definitely think that if you are on the fence about getting it, I highly recommend it because it is at least a good, decent game. And that is why it's number 6. But that's really all I have to really say. I mean, the story was okay. It was bad. It was, it wasn't the best, obviously. But it's an okay game. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. Which is what I was expecting. I definitely got what I was paid for. Let me just tell you that. Another thing that I don't like about this game, now that I'm thinking about it, is the controls. I've said in my review, I've even said it in my playthrough, that the controls are just not that good. But luckily they did let you customize it to your fitting, so at least we got that going for us. But anyway, that's all I got to really say about Assassin's Creed Mirage. Let's move on to number 5. And here we go, number 5. We got Assassin's Creed 3, where we get a new protagonist in the name of Connor Kenway. Well, we don't just play as Connor. Let me just start with that. We play as his father, Hathan, for the first, I want to say, 3 to 4 maybe sequences. Yes, I think it's actually 3 now that I'm thinking about it. But, yeah, it takes a while just to play as Connor. And then on top of that, when you finally do get to Connor, you have to spend 2 more sequences before you can even put on the damn assassin outfit. So that's my gripe with this game. Other than that, it's an okay game. I love the combats. I love the graphics. Even to this day, the graphics are amazing. Sadly, it is the end of Desmond's story. I don't want to go into spoilers just in case if anyone doesn't know. But, yeah. So basically, why it's right here is because a third of the game, you don't even get the assassin outfit. It's what it feels like. You spend, 3 sequences playing as Hathan, which take a couple hours. And then, like I said, another couple hours after that to just put on the damn Assassin's Creed outfit. But yeah, that's why this is in number 5, so let's move on to number 4. And coming in at number 4, we have Assassin's Creed Revelations. This is the end of Ezio's story. Reason why I don't have it top 3 is because, in my opinion, the story can be quite slow at times. But overall, it's still a great game. It's one of those okay games for me anyway. I hated that it was the end of Ezio's story. I loved Sophia. I love how he did end up getting married to her. I loved that he, at the end of it all, he was able to settle down and be happy. And one thing I really do like about this game is the hook blade. The hook blade, in my opinion, is so great. But that's really all I can say. Because, like I said, this is just really a sad story, really, because it's the end of Ezio, But let's just move on to number 3. And coming in at number 3, we have Assassin's Creed 1, the one that started it all. And before you ask, yes, I couldn't get gameplay of the actual first game, but here's the next best thing. We have Assassin's Creed Revelations, one of Altair's memories. But anyway, what do I have to say about Assassin's Creed 1? Well, it's the one that started it all. It's the one that has the man, the myth, the legend himself, Altair. This is also the start of Desmond's story, the one where he gets abducted by Sturgo, aka the Templars, because of his memories that they need to find the map that Altair's Apple of Eden would send them to find other Apple of Edens. It's I love the character of Altair. I like how he was arrogant at the very beginning, going all the way to the very end when he is perfectly that master assassin that he becomes, that everyone knows, the one that wrote the codex, the one that just became just a brilliant figure for the assassins, the man that everyone loved, that mentor, the one that made the assassins the way that we know them. And oh my goodness, what else can I say about this? This game is amazing. Now, why isn't it at, number 1? Well, obviously, the game has definitely some aging problems. The graphics aren't the best, but I mean, gotta also remember this is 2007. But it's the one to start it all. I think top 3 is definitely it for it. And with that amazing intro that is happening right now, in second place we have Assassin's Creed 2. This is where my favorite assassin, and pretty much a lot of people's favorite assassin, Ezio, comes into play. His story begins. I love the story. I fell in love with it as soon as the first time I saw it on YouTube. The story is of him getting revenge, taking over 20 years, I think around 25 actually, years of him getting revenge of the murders of his father and 2 brothers, and getting revenge for not only himself, but his mother, his sister, and even his uncle, I would even argue. I love the side characters, like Uncle Mario. I love all the assassins, how they taught him how to become a true assassin. I love how the ending, when they inducted him into the Brotherhood itself. And I just love how the ending, how he grew as a character. This showed from a teenager, with being a woman's man, all the way to a man where he's... it's just so amazing. But if you've been paying attention, I think you know what's coming up in number 1, and here we go. And here we are, guys, the number 1 spot, the number 1 Assassin's Creed game, in my opinion, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Now, what do I have to say about this game? Well, it's just amazing all around. It's the first one that I've ever played, the first one that got me into Assassin's Creed. I love the story, even though it is probably not arguably the best story, but in my opinion it is. I love the assassin recruit system, how you can just do an arrow storm. I love how you can call them in on a target or call them in mid-battle and you get backup. This one just holds a special place in my heart. I love the side missions, mostly anyway. I like the idea of the thief missions. I like the mercenary missions with the assassination contracts. Leonardo's machines, on the other hand, especially that one, you know who you are, the tank one. They're okay, but ultimately number 1, because this one just holds a special place in my heart because it's the first one I played, the one that got me into it. I think you all know with any game that in a franchise, the first one always holds a place in your heart. But anyway, that is the end of the video, which thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please drop a like if you're new, hit that subscribe button, and I will talk to you all in the next video.